Hello there, whoever you are, wherever you are, whenever you are. It's me, Addison, your favourite friendly furbolg who hangs around the internet, and we are unboxing another Magic the Gathering product today. As you can see, we've got the 2022 Magic the Gathering starter kit. It is a set, quite a cheap set that you can get of two low power decks. They're not very competitive, but they help you start your Magic the Gathering journey. Like I said, it's a starter kit. You get two decks. In this one, you get an Azarius deck, which is white-blue, and a Gruul deck, which is the colour combination I often play in red-green. So we're going to refocus that. I did get the previous double deck kit, and I'm going to put that on YouTube as well. I haven't yet, but this is my opening of this, so let's get into it. So I heard that a lot of people are happy for this set because of the fact that it gave people access to Welcoming Vampire, which is a card that a lot of people really want for their deck. Some people are literally buying like 4 of these just to get the Welcoming Vampire promo from inside. So in each starter kit, because it is a starter guide, you get a play guide which tells you basically everything you need to know about how to play Magic, what all the symbols mean, what all the play types mean. Obviously there are some of these that are new because they're it's got some new cards from newer sets in. I think the sets that this mostly focuses on is Neon Dynasty Kamigawa, Crimson Vow, Midnight Hunt, and stuff like that, because the last one was like Kaldheim, Zendikar Rising, I think, and Adventures in the Forgotten Realms. So we'll have a look there, see these 3 sets. How does these 3 sets go? Each deck comes with 1 promo card, as you can see. They are like promotional foils, and you get 3 deck boxes. I suppose foils are supposed to come with 2, but it came with 3. It's pretty dope. One of these should have a code card in, I do believe, unless it's at the back of one of these decks. But yeah, okay. That's not all. So these are the deck boxes. They're just standard cardboard deck boxes. You just fold them like this, boom. I quite like these sets as well, because if you just want to play Magic casually, it gives you the opportunity to just play casually. You don't have to like worry about the cost investment, because this cost me like £8 off Amazon. Right. It's 2 low tier, like I said, not very competitive decks, but you know, gives more variety. And with the other 2, that's now 4 possible decks I can play with my nephews with, because they're the people I play with the most at the minute. Let me just see if I think I found the code card. Magic Arena code cards, because that's a cool thing as well. These come with a Magic Arena code card, which you can redeem both decks for on Magic Arena, which is pretty good. That gives you, again, some free stuff. So let's have a look at Welcoming Vampire. So Welcoming Vampire is a white 2 vampire creature, has flying, and whenever one or more creatures with power 2 or less enter the battle under your control, draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. So 3 of those, you get 3 draws, which is pretty good. So we're going to put that in here. I would usually sleeve it up, but because I'm probably just going to use these cash, we can get away with not sleeving those up. Easy to rip plastic, that was nice. It comes with a like turn card, because it's a starter kit, so they understand. Oh no, there's some new Capenna stuff in here. So maybe it's it'll be the last 3 sets, I'm guessing. So it'll be New Capenna, Neon Dynasty, and Crimson Vow. So got Extraction Specialist, which is a 1/2 human rogue rare. Lifelink. When Extraction Specialist ends the battlefield, return 2 creatures cards with mana value 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. That creature can't attack or block for as long as you control. Extraction Specialist. That creature can't attack or block. Weird. See, that's to be sacrificed, obviously. Dream Shacklegeist. Flying at the beginning of your combat. On your turn, choose up to 1. Target creature. Choose up to 1. Target creature doesn't untap during its step. Hullbreaker Horror. These things are awful to go up against. I hate these things, but it's expensive. So that Dream Shacklegeist was 2 blue, 1 colourless, so 3 total. Kraken Horror, Hullbreaker Horror, creature, flash. Spell can't be countered, and when you cast a spell, choose up to the following: return target spell you don't control to its hand. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Somebody had somehow managed to get 3 of these out on me in an arena. It was awful. Consuming Tide. Each player chooses a non-land permanent they control. Return all non-land permanents you chose this way to their owner's hands. Then you draw a card for each opponent who has more cards in their hand than you. Fair enough. And then those are our each deck usually has 4 or 5 rares, including the promotional cards. So Unholy Officiant, Vigilance, just a 1. Put 1/1 counter on Unholy Officiant for 5. So 2 of those. Backup Agent. When backup enters the battlefield, put a 1/1 counter. That's a 2. Human Citizen on a target creature. Another backup agent. 3 of those. Wretched Throng. When Wretched Throng dies, you may search your library for a card named Wretched Throng, reveal it, and put it in your hand. So there'll be a few. There's a play set of those in order to basically manipulate your deck, get more shuffle going. This is one that I've seen quite a bit recently. Flying. When Inspiring Overseer enters the battlefield, you gain 1 life and draw a card. So this seems to be all about card draw and getting creatures out as much as you can. It's interesting. I get it. You've got Brute Suit, Vigilance, Crew 1. Tap any creature you control with a total power of 1 or more. This vehicle becomes an artifact creature until the end of the turn. You can do this during blocks, which is really helpful. But it is a lot. 7-Tail Mentor. This is the creature that's on the box. It looks nice. When 7-Tail Mentor enters the battlefield or dies, put 1/1 counter on target creature or vehicle you control. And 3 of them. Nice. Yep, there is Midnight Hunt in here. I thought there would be. Storm Rider Spirit. Flash and Flying. 5. 3/3 flyer. Noble Aghast Beguiler. Tap target creature for 5 though. But it's 2/5. It's a good blocker and it can mess up some stuff. Here we go. Instance. So a lot of, if you know Magic well, you know that blue characters and blue cards are usually about removal, you drawing, but people not being able to play the game. That's why a lot of people don't like blue players. Until the end of the turn, target creature becomes a blue serpent with base power and toughness of 5, and that's for only 2. Kill Shot, destroy a target attacking creature for 3. Another Brute Suit. Fading Hope is a good card, and even though it's only uncommon, I'm quite surprised that they put it in here. Return target creature to its owner's hand. If the mana value is 3 or less, scry 1. Look at the top of your library. You may put that card in the bottom of your library. So, and then we've got some Tranquil Crows. We've got some tap mana. Taps for either a white or a blue. And then obviously you've got your standard plains and islands. Island secretly being the most OP card in the game, because if someone leaves an island open, On their turn, you know it's some sort of counter. And that, yep, deck box. Lovely. So I've got 2 of those from the other one as well. There's the other arena code. So there's 1 for each. So our foil card for the Gruul deck is Thundering Raiju, who is pretty strong because it has haste, and whenever Thundering Raiju attacks, put a 1/1 counter on a target creature you control. Then Thundering Raiju deals X damage to each opponent, where X is the number of modified creatures you control other than Thundering Raiju. So what this basically means is with this, you keep it alive for as long as possible, you attack with it as much as possible, and then hopefully you modify like a good amount of creatures with it, because you get 1 every attack. And then so this deck will probably have a lot of aggro, and will probably want to equip creatures with things and stuff like that. So if we put that in one of our deck boxes, including the spare one, I quite like that as a spare deck box, because then if we do ever blow these up, I very rarely blow up the starter kits, because like I said, I play with my nephews, and that's I like having them together. Like I've got the Oko deck from Throne of Eladrin as well, which I'm going to do a deck profile on at some point. And yeah, I just like keeping decks together, apart from admittedly Gruul Stompy, which I will admit, now that I've taken it apart and Magic's costs a lot, like I'm a bit like, oh, should I have taken that apart? Yes, definitely. I should have definitely taken it apart. There's so many good cards that I needed in my thing. So, Ascendant Pack Leader is a creature wolf for 1 mana. And everybody's like, oh, that's pretty dope. So, one of the cool things about Ascendant Pack Leader, and it's one of the reasons why a lot of people run it in werewolf decks, and I know this because obviously, if you know me in Magic, I love werewolves. Every time a creature with mana value of 4 or greater enters the battlefield, you get to put a 1/1. And whenever you cast a spell with mana value of 4 or greater, put a 1/1 on Ascendant Pack Leader. So when Ascendant Pack Leader enters the battlefield, you with a 1/1 counter on it, if you control, and okay, so this becomes a 3/2 if there's already a creature with 4 CMC, and then there's a thing where whenever you cast that, Ascendant Pack Leader gets more, and you can just like boost it up. So that's what that's aiming for. You've got Creepy Puppeteer, another Crimson Vow, has haste. When Creepy Puppeteer enters the battlefield, if you attack with exactly 1 other creature this combat, you may have the creature's base power and toughness become 4/3 until the end of the turn. So this is basically to symbolise like this is puppeteering that thing. Topiary Stomper. I'm quite surprised this is here. 3 mana. When Topiary Stomper enters the battlefield, search your library for a basic land card, then put it on the battlefield. Tapped, then shuffle. Always good to have something that can fetch lands. And Topiary Stomper can't attack or block unless you control 7 or more lands. Interesting choice. Then we've got the enchantment, which is new. There was no enchantments or stuff really in the Azorius deck. It was all like instants and sorceries. At the beginning of combat on your turn, choose 1. Creatures you control get 1/1 and gain trample until the end of the turn. Target land gains. Add free green until end of turn. Draw a card. If you control a creature with power 3 or greater, you gain 3 life. If you can keep that up, that's hectic. That's Arlincord, my girl, and Teferi. On that, there's Voldaren Stinger. Voldaren Stinger has a first strike as long as it's attacking. Voldaren Stinger gets +2/+0 until end of turn if you pay 3 with a red. So there's 2 of those. There's a Timberland Guide. When Timberland Guide enters the battlefield, put a 1/1 counter on a target creature. So again, see, a lot of aggro, lot of modifying creatures for that flying Raiju like effect. Lambert Harrier is quite a decent card. It's just a basic wolf card, but if you pay 4, target creature can't block. Not very popular in Wolf decks because it's quite expensive, considering. High-Rise Swordjack is whenever a High-Rise Swordjack blocks a creature with flying, High-Rise Swordjack gets +2/+0 till the end of turn. It has reach, so it is to counter flyers. Spore Crawler. When Spore Crawler dies, draw a card. Always good to get card draw. Not very much of that in green, though. You've got Mounted Dread Knight from Midnight Hunt, my favourite set. Trample. Mounted Dread Knight enters the battlefield with a 1/1 counter on it if an opponent lost life this turn. So you want to put this down. It's for 5, though. You want to put this down at the end of a turn. Ready to block. Flourishing Hunter. Again, you're going to notice that a lot of these cards are expensive. That is one of the things of running a green deck, is a lot of the big creatures, whilst big, also tap you out a lot. Whereas blue and white and all that, cheap, like boom, boom, so they've still got more left in the tank. It's why, if you play Magic the Arena at the minute, I think the meta is mainly like people playing like white enchantment decks with Circle of Confinement, Candlewick Circle or whatever it's called, any like exile permanents that then they can play monsters afterwards. So Flourishing Hunter is a wolf spirit. When Flourishing Hunter enters the battlefield, you gain life equal to the greatest toughness amongst other creatures you control. That's a 6/6. Witch's Web. Target creature gets +3/+3 and gains reach until the end of the turn. Why did it have an appetite for the dinner table, but her long walks in the forest always seem to satiate her hunger? That is terrifying art, by the way. Like, that is awful. Witch's Web. A Braid. Very good card, especially for a common. It's like when it's had lots of reprints, but we know that once things like Heated Debate and stuff go out of the rotation, we're going to have a few issues. So, yeah. Burn the Accused. Burn the Accused deals 5 damage to the target creature and 2 damage to the creature's controller. If the creature would die this turn, exile it instead, so you can burn some stuff. And then, obviously, Rugged Highlands. Another tap mana source. And then your standard lands. So, yeah, you've got the whole set there. You've got 2 pretty, like I said, low-level decks. You probably won't play them in comparison to like your own constructed decks or any of the old precons that they used to do, or the commander decks that happen. But you know, they're pretty fun. I don't mind it. I think they're pretty cool. It's a good product idea. I like the fact that, yeah, it definitely says 2 deck boxes. So I've obviously got an error. So I've got 3, and I might need more deck boxes. It might help to keep my sleeves in one. So maybe so I don't keep losing them like I do. There we go. Keep my sleeves in or not, because I don't think the sleeves will fit. Just the inner. But yeah, so that is everything from me. I hope that whoever you are, wherever you are, whenever you are, that you're safe, that you're well, that you're happy, and that you're playing some great games with your friends and making some, or having some awesome times, because you know what, that's why we do these things. That's why we love to play TTRPGs, TCGs. We love the people we meet along the way. So enjoy yourself, have fun, and I will see you next time I have a podcast or I am unboxing some more Magic stuff, which might be soon. Peace.